Welcome back. I'm Tom Hewitt, and this is News 13's Eye on the Election. I'm here with Vivian Stiver, who's running for Fairbanks City Mayor. And Vivian, people may know you from your earlier service on the City Council or your public life before this. But for those who don't know you, what's your background and how did you decide to run for mayor?
Okay, well, I've been in town for quite a while. I have my own business downtown. I was lucky enough to get into business and bought the old Caribou Loan Pawn Shop for those people who've been here for a long time. And then what happened was it took off. It's been very successful down there. And then Jerry Cleworth came in one day and said, "Do you ever think about running for council?" And I said, "Oh no, I can't run for council. I don't know anything." And he said, "Oh, you know more than you think." So I went and I ran for council. I won, served 2 terms, absolutely love it. Had an opportunity to work at the state legislature as staffer. And I just love being the liaison between the public and the government. I learned so much. We're able to solve problems for people. It's just perfect, and that's why I would love to be mayor. I am so dedicated to this community. I've worked in this community with the nonprofits. I'm pretty well, I've moved around throughout the whole community, and I just love it.
The issue of what to do with the derelict Polaris building downtown has been really divisive in past years, and also even in this race. Developer Mark Marlowe came this week to talk to the City Council, and you were at that meeting. And I guess, what is your take after hearing what he said about his plans for it? What's your take on what should be done with the Polaris building, and what's your level of confidence that Marlowe will do what he says?
Well, it's been a long time, and I think we've done the right thing in the city by moving ahead and going with to condemn it. That is a long process. If something substantial happens, and like I said the other night in I think one of the debates, when they're doing the construction would be the time to step back. But it's been talked about, and I know he's working really hard on this financing, and it's pretty heavy-duty financing. It's a lot of moving parts, so I am not sure. But I think the right thing to do is to move ahead to condemn it.
Is there a point, I guess, at which you would your patience with the project would be exhausted, and you would say, enough is enough? We're going to find the money somewhere to knock this thing down. Well,
and I think that's what you have to look at in that timeline when you condemn a place. That takes a while to happen. So if he really has that opportunity, he would have plenty of time to change the city council's mind or the mayor's mind if he actually came in and started construction. See, it's no more talking about next month or next summer. It has to start. And there's a line, but this process has its own little time frame.
What do you see as the biggest difference in the way that the city would run with you as mayor as opposed to your opponent?
Well, I know one thing is I tend to be a little bit more mindful of the money. And I understand I'm an advocate for the city. So when I'm there, I've got to watch the money, because when anybody says something like, well, I think the city should do this or the city should do that, when they use that word city, that means you and I, our children, and businesses pay. So I'm very mindful of the fact that we have a community that's got high costs of energy. The city's running well now. We're debt-free, and people are not unhappy with the services we're providing. And so I want to stay the course. And I do not believe that you pay operating costs out of savings. That's a formula for bankruptcy, and I think that's a huge difference.
All right. Energy relief is a big issue for a lot of folks across the interior, and especially people within the city, given that it gets a lot colder down in the valleys as opposed to up in the hills. But Fairbanks Natural Gas is already the certificated authority to distribute natural gas and, I guess, bring some price relief to the city, assuming more supply comes online. But folks have been complaining that they serve too big businesses and too few residential consumers with the gas that they have. And so as more supply comes online, assuming it comes online from trucking efforts, what do you see as the city's role in making sure that new gas gets out to residents?
Well, currently what we're doing with, notice all the road projects in town. So currently what we're doing is we're putting in the gas pipe as we tear up roads. So it will be laid in front of people's homes. It's going in now. I also believe that we really need to pay attention to the roads in our neighborhoods. We've got a number of neighborhoods, the roads are really bad. So when those get reconstructed, we would put the pipe in. Contact F&G, have them come in, have them start laying the pipe. And I think that's the best thing we can do. And of course, speaking with Dan Britton finding out what his timeline is, making sure, that we're online and just following and tracking. I think that the supply, and he's always said that, the supply is the issue. So I'm very positive. The state has set us up very well with a financial package to make this happen.
All right, that's going to do it for part one of our interview with Fairbanks mayoral candidate Vivian Stiver, who's running in the October 1st municipal election. Tune in tomorrow for part two. But don't go away just yet. Coming up after the break, we've got Jamie Schwartzwald with your local sports.